What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 88, and we start today's episode off in pre-season, of course, with Norwich, and we have been given a season's budget of £41 million and 200 grand on the wage budget, so that is a lot of money, and we've got loads and loads of players that we could be signing in today's episode, and we also have two youth players coming in today's episode as well. Lee Marshall and Danny Thomas, a centre-back and a striker, I think they are. Yeah, they look pretty decent, and we also got our objectives. The board want us to win the FA Cup and they want us to win the Champions League, so that's kind of doubtful, but there you go. We won the FA Cup last season, but winning the Champions League I think is going to be very, very difficult, but there you go. But also, yeah, there's loads of transfers in today's episode, guys. It's going to be really hard to keep up with. I've sped them all up as well, otherwise we'll be sitting here for about 50 minutes doing the same old stuff, so I've sped them up. So if you're struggling to keep up with them, feel free to pause and go back and watch it again, and yeah. But the first player we went for was Pogba. The second was Tom Ince of Blackpool. We got £40 million to spend, so we got enough. And Jovetic was the third player I was interested in. Mainly I'm thinking about a striker and a centre midfielder for this season. Possibly a goalkeeper, possibly a reserve winger, but definitely a striker. I mean, Lukaku's great. Anthony is young and he grows all the time, but I think a great striker to partner with Lukaku and then have Anthony as a bit of an impact sub, I think that could be really deadly this year. Someone in the mid 80s at least could be really decent for us. Low to mid 80s a minimum, because Anthony's good, don't get me wrong, but he's still got a lot of room to grow, and I still believe signing a proper world-class striker could establish ourselves as a side that can finally challenge for the title, not just establish ourselves as a top 4 side, but a side that can also challenge for the title. So there's loads of deals. Higuain was in there as well, Balotelli, Falcao, Pato we're going in for now. We're sort of testing the water with these bids, we're not putting in loads and loads of money and just expecting the clubs to accept them. We're just testing the water and seeing what the clubs want for these players. And the next one is Benteke. I'd love to get Benteke. Benteke and Lukaku are great in the Euros, of course, on the way to winning that tournament. So those two partnering together for club and country could be amazing. Lloris as well, like I said, possibly a goalkeeper. Real Madrid have Lloris and Muslera, so those two goalkeepers, surely one of those might want to come to us. And we also got a transfer offer for Odelusi as well. It's not all about players joining the club, it could also be about players leaving the club today. And Celta Vigo want Odelusi. I'm not really sure about this because I like Odelusi, as a reserve striker. He barely complains. He's 76 overall, and he's only 23 years old, so he's got a lot of room to grow, and I think Odelusi is a really decent striker, so I'm not sure I really do want to get rid of him, but we'll wait and see what happens. But we also have one of our youth players accept a contract, and Nathaniel Chalobah said he wanted a new contract as well, because I was having to give Chalobah a new contract because Chalobah's awesome. I really like Chalobah. To begin with, he was pretty average, but at the back end of last season, he was really decent for us, so I like Chalobah. We give him a new contract, and we also give Anthony a contract extension as well, because he is another great striker. And as you can see here, all of these transfer offers we put in, all of them got rejected, sadly, which wasn't a real surprise. We expected that. Still pretty disappointing that not a single one gave us a counter offer, other than Napoli, who said if you put the bids of 24 million, we'd accept it. But yeah, even so, I'm not really sure about Higuain. He's 28 years old, he's 84 rated, he could still be an awesome striker. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Higuain in real life, but I'm not really sure about that. I think we could probably get a better deal for someone that's younger and has the potential to be better, such as, like I say, possibly Benteke, Balotelli, whoever we get the money for, really. But here are our youth players. Danny Thomas, a 6'5", 16-year-old centre-half, and Lee Marshall, a striker who is 67 overall. He's got a finishing stat of 75, which is not bad for a 17-year-old, and they both look pretty decent. I might try and send them out on loan or possibly use them just for the cup games this season. So he looks pretty. They both look pretty decent. So those are the youth players. And Fiorentina wanted Lukaku, and Roma wanted Smalling, and we rejected both bids because they're first team players, and I don't want to see them go. And once again, the transfer offers for Lloris and I think it was Pogba were both unacceptable, say the clubs, which is not a real surprise, really. I'm putting in really low bids for Lloris because I'm just not not really sure how much they want for him, because as you guys would have seen, he's a backup goalkeeper at the moment for Real Madrid, so I'm not really sure. But Juventus, we asked them £23 million plus Icrem for Pogba. We'll see what happens there, because I really do want Paul Pogba, player I really like in real life, and on the game he's a monster as well. And Sirigu as well. Like I said, with a goalkeeper, I'm not really sure. I mean, you know, we don't really need one. Forster's fantastic, but you know, there's no harm in trying to improve the squad. And Sirigu and Mata at Chelsea were both players that at the end of the season said they wanted to leave the club, so I thought maybe we can get them a bit cheaper than that, but sadly it doesn't look like they want to leave the club anymore, because the transfers we need to put in are going to cost us a lot of money, which, you know, I thought we'd be able to get them on the cheap, but sadly we can't. But Barkley's on his way to Wigan on a season-long loan. That's cool. You know, you guys told me that a way to fix the potential glitch, the growth glitch, is to send them out on loan. So Barkley's going out to Wigan on loan, which is fine. We've got enough CMs anyway. And yeah, we also saw that Napoli once again rejected a bid for Higuain, 23.89 million, or else we won't be able to get, to afford him. And also negotiations are over between Sirigu and us, because Sirigu has gone to Inter Milan, so that ends that. And we also see a transfer offer comes in for Icrem here. I wasn't really sure about this. Obviously, Barkley's just left to join Wigan on loan, so I'm not sure I do want to lose another great CM. Icrem is 81 rated after all, that's not bad at all. And Chelsea wanted a bit more money for Benteke, which is not a real surprise. I really do want Benteke, but it seems like it's going to cost us a lot of money. And with Napoli as well, they still want that 24 million, and I just don't want to pay that much, because I'm still confident we could get a better deal, even if it does mean spending an extra £1 or £2 million. Transfer offer also comes in for Jack Butland here. Butland is wanted by Forest on loan, and again, Butland and Barkley seem to have the growth glitch. They're not growing at all. I'm not sure whether it is a glitch or not. Maybe it's just a case of me getting bad luck, but you know, they're not growing, so I'm going to send them out on loan to Forest and Wigan, and hopefully they'll grow some more. And still thinking about Icrem, but to be honest, I don't really want to see him go. Celta Vigo aren't going to match the bid we want for Odelusi, and again, don't want to see Odelusi leave. I like Odelusi, and same with Icrem. I don't really want to see either player leave, so we counter offer some more money. We don't think they're going to accept those, and that's perfectly fine with me. Either they accept them, we get a good deal. Otherwise, we just keep hold of him. That's perfectly fine with me. But we put in another bid for Pogba there, 24 million, and Higuain is not going to come to us. I still don't believe he's worth 24 million, so we're not going to put another bid in for Higuain. Duffy is on his way to Dagenham and Redbridge on loan, which is fine, and Arsenal are going to stop pursuing Icrem, which again is perfectly fine with me. And Jacob Murphy is on his way to Doncaster on loan. So it's good to get these young players out on loan, because they're never going to get into the side, and they'll grow in lower league divisions, at lower league clubs, so that's great. But Chelsea, we put another bid in for Benteke. That's 25.5 million, and we also put a 25 million pound bid in for Paul Pogba. So we'll wait and see what those clubs say there. But we also saw that a transfer offer came in for Vlad Chiriches, one of our first choice centre backs. It was PSG for 10 million, and we rejected it because I didn't want to keep hold of him. And Odelusi is not going to go to Celta Vigo. And then we see that Chelsea and Juventus both accept the bids we made for Benteke and Pogba. Benteke for 25.5 million. Pogba for 25. We won't be able to afford both of those, so we'll only be able to pick up one of them, but even so, we offered them both contracts, and we'll see what happens there, because I'm really pleased with those two deals. And another bid comes in for Chiriches, which we once again reject. And we also saw two offers here, one for Martin Olsen, one for McCarthy. We rejected the Olsen one because he's a great backup left back, got no plans to shift him on. And we also decided to stall the Alex McCarthy bid, because I'm not sure whether I want to let him go. Now we've only got two goalkeepers in the squad. But Pogba and Benteke both accepted a contract, so we can't afford them both because we don't have 50 million, we've only got 40 million, so we're 10 million away from accepting them both. But we do go ahead and pick up Pogba, mainly because he was the one I really wanted. You know, I'd like to get Benteke as well, don't get me wrong, but Pogba was the one I really did want. So Pogba comes in. I know the CM area is our strongest, I do know that, but even so, I really did want Pogba. He's an absolute animal. I love the guy in real life, and I'm very happy to pick him up, and he will be in a Norwich shirt this season, so I'm really happy with that. We counter offer for McCarthy, because again, I don't really want to see him go, but if we get enough money for him, I'm perfectly happy letting him go. And Borussia Mönchengladbach want Odelusi. We say we want £11.5 million for him, and Valenciennes aren't going to come in for McCarthy, and that is perfectly fine with me. But the first and only pre-season friendly of today's episode, guys, is against Mainz here, and the reason it's only one pre-season friendly is because I've been super busy of late, guys. I have to apologise. I was planning to put at least 2 or possibly 3 pre-season friendlies in to this episode, but sadly Saudi. I've been really busy lately. I've been sorting out some stuff for next gen as well, so I've been really busy, and you know, I just haven't had the time to play that much, sadly. But hopefully you enjoy the episode regardless, and like I said, it's been loads of business, so hopefully that's been entertaining enough for you. But yeah, I do have to apologise because I did want to get 2 or possibly 3 pre-season friendlies, but sadly I have been very busy, so I apologise for that. But anyway, he took on Mainz, and in the 44th minute here, a great chance for us. A really nice build-up between the team here. Jacob Murphy finds D'Annunzio. Nice 1-2 between those two. Murphy crosses the ball in, and Lee Marshall on his debut for us, non-competitively, but a debut for one of our youth academy players, and he heads the ball past the goalkeeper. So really good stuff from Lee Marshall. That was really good. I mean, who needs Benteke, right? Brilliant header by Marshall, and we go 1-0 up here. So I was very happy about that goal. And in this game, we put so many well, not so many, but quite a few fringe players into this game, because I just thought, you know, we'll put them in the shop window. You know, we've got a few players on the loan list, a couple on the transfer list, so we'll put them in the shop window. If they play well, maybe some clubs will want to put in a bid for them. So that's why I didn't put our strongest side in this game. And Lee Marshall, I mean, this striker, one of our youth players that we picked up from the scout, he was incredible in this game. He was our best player by far. He almost got an assist there for another one of our youth academy players, Jake Foderingham, but the shot was well saved by the goalkeeper. So yeah, Marshall was fantastic. I got to be honest. I mean, you know, I'm not sure. I don't really think he's going to be in the class of Benteke, but even so, I'm tempted to make Marshall like a sort of a bench player this year, because he was really good in that game. And here's a look at Pogba's stats as well. So far, he's the only player we managed to bring in that isn't one of our scouted players from our youth scout. And this is exactly why I was so happy to sign him for 25 million. Those stats are absolutely incredible. So really happy to get Pogba. That's what he looks like. And yeah, I was just, those stats, man, are absolutely insane. But Mugden Gladbach say they'll offer £8.5 million for Odelusi, and after that performance by Lee Marshall, I thought, okay, take him. You know, we'll have Marshall on the bench instead of Odelusi, because he was great. And the last thing you'll see as well is a transfer coming for Jake Foderingham, and the fact that Odelusi gets sold as well. And as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Again, apologies, there's only been 1 pre-season friendly, but I have been very busy. But hopefully you've enjoyed the episode regardless. If you have, please leave likes. That's really appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.